So here we are, playing some Thief 2, The Metal Age. This is quite possibly one of my favorite games ever, and it still holds up in its own way, even today, as one of the best stealth games. And there's not really anything else we need to do, so let's just hop right into it. Start from expert, and it's a cutscene, so let's go.
I've always equated feelings with getting caught. They both get in the way of my money. Unfortunately, not everyone is as committed to their work as I am. An old associate of mine, Basso the boxman, wants to marry Lady Rumford's chambermaid, Genevieve, and live happily ever after. Guess prison life spoiled his taste for thievery. Too bad for Basso that Lady Rumford has other plans. Marriage would void Genevieve's indentured service contract, so Rumford is keeping her confined in the estate with the rest of her worldly possessions. Basso has asked for my assistance on getting her out, since infiltration is my specialty. I make it a policy never to take a job so sentimental, but the Rumford Manor could be a lucrative opportunity for a man like me. It would also mean that Basso would owe me a favor, and in this line of work you can never have too many of those. I'll sneak in after dark and clear a path for Basso so he can rescue his damsel in distress. Along the way, I'll pick up a few souvenirs for the local pawn shops. That should make all this aggravation worthwhile. Otherwise, I'll make Basso wish he was still rotting in Crag's Cleft. This proves it. Going legit is more trouble than it's worth.
Okay, there we go. So in this mission we have to get, I'm gonna do it normal just to show. We're gonna get Basso's, well, girlfriend or whatever it's called. So basically I have to go clear the way, and then we have to blow a whistle so he will know how to go. And he will follow a set path. You can't kill anyone. Pretty common. So when we change the difficulty we get more objectives. Only thing we get here is we have to get 300 in loot, and here we have to get 600 in loot, including 200 in gems, which can be a bit of a bastard the first time you're playing this on this difficulty, because it can be kind of hard to find. And you also have to get 8 knockouts, which is easy. So let's go.
I sprung the lock on the side door for you, Garrett. It's the only good way in.
You can actually get stuck in there if you go in and follow him. Oh, you can. Huh. I thought he locked that door. Guess I fixed that in a patch or something. Because he used to lock the door behind him so that you can't go in there. And you can then get stuck. I have to restart the level. Oh shit. So the way Thief works is that this is what's unique
Good
about
thing
it.
the butler's out for the night. He left his lights on.
Yeah. Good thing about this game that I like is that it relies heavily on sound. So for example, if I jump here, that makes a lot of sound. If I jump on the carpet, it's pretty quiet. Like I can jump on this, I can make really loud noises on a carpet and it's still pretty quiet. But on the loudest surface like metal and tile floors, just walking is louder than jumping on this. Same with grass. Grass is pretty quiet, but jumping is actually pretty loud. But just walking is silent. And sound is also, it doesn't travel to the doors. If I open, hear the cricket, No, I can't. So it's actually dampened by the doors, which I think is pretty cool. Also corners and stuff like that. Like, if someone will be standing there and I make a sound here, it will be less audible than if I stood here. So it actually sort of echoes through the rooms, which I think is really cool. So there's our loot, and these are just scrap items. Damn, no. Drop. So we have locked door, and a sneakily hidden key. So you really have to keep an eye out for things in this game. I think on easier difficulty, the key is just there. I don't think this unlocks this. Oh, it does. I'm not gonna go there just yet. Because if we look on the map, here we came in. We have to clear this route, so we're here. This is the door we open. Guards, guards. We have to clear this route.
Today I'm not going to be a guard anymore. I'm going to be a mentor. And I'm going to hire lots of guards to make them go on patrol. I'm going to... Didn't you hear something? And watch him jump.
Basically the electrical room, I suppose. With a bunch of Tesla coils.
Probably still sleeping. Bastard. I never did that. Colleen was supposed to.
Equipment we have the sword, blackjack to knock people out, water arrow. I think that's about it for this level.
Huh?
Counts so.
Oh, well. Back up.
Damn torches. Always sputtering out.
Well, don't just make tap over it. Light it up.
I lost my tinderbox. Oh, why don't you do it?
I ain't the one that's complaining, am I now?
Huh.
You can actually make a fair bit of sound before they actually take note of anything. We have a flash bomb, which is basically a flashbang. Flares, which, well, light stuff up. Pretty self-explanatory. There were some of the gems we had to find. I don't think these are actually entirely necessary. Remember before you could actually pick these up. Maybe that was an earlier version. But basically what happens is your guy will just draw his sword. Workshop of some kind. This guy we're gonna knock. So there are also many different light sources, like we have these lights, which you can put out, but you can also turn on again. Gives you some sort of gas. Then you have these, which are electric lights, like that and that. They cannot be put out unless you find an electrical switch, which I don't think there is any. These could also be a lit candle, I suppose, but usually they're electrical lights. So, keep moving. Controlling guard, and a guard in there.
Is someone there?
Someone there.
Okay. Guess it was nothing. I hope it was nothing.
What's with your patrol pattern?
What's that in the...
I'm gonna knock that guy, because otherwise he's gonna be a problem. His patrol pattern is so short. Spice. Which actually comes into its own later on. Why the spice is so valuable. In the second level we'll find out. Now we'll have to see if I actually will do this as like a full Let's Play series, or if I'll just do the first few levels, because some of the levels are long. Well, we'll see. There's a value there. You can also throw it, which makes a bit of a loud sound. That fire can also shoot out, and sometimes there's hidden stuff in the fire, which isn't this time. I don't know why that's so fun, it's sneaking. Like, oh, the elevator came up, there's some things missing, and then the elevator went down. I still wonder if anyone would really question that. Like, oh, somebody just playing with it in the basement. Fucking servants, you know. It's a pretty deep well, considering you're not supposed to see down there. Nothing there. You can also press the... night vision key to adjust brightness, which makes this game kind of... It's supposed to be dark, that's sort of... But I usually keep it so I can at least see something. Yeah, we have to clear this anyways, because he's gonna be coming through here. Here I can demonstrate that sound travel. You can hear barely. You can listen at the door.
Hello? Anyone there?
Even a thief needs to see in the dark sometimes. Sometimes these loots have like hammers and stuff in them, which are really annoying because you can only drop the hammer in a really loud way. It's like the game is trolling you. Crime ruled the streets, the sheriff would have it. Either way, we walk in fear, but before we lost Motor Pearl 1 hour, we shot up in iron for simply saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. Give me all that, and a pox upon truer and all these thugs. There's basically a new sheriff in town, and he's been really tough on crime. so tough that he arrests people for anything. That also comes into the story later on as well, as we'll see.
Well, that's her door. Guess Basso can open it. He's not much of a sneak, but he can sure handle a lock.
Yes, I was gonna say that's the door we have to get into, but Garrett already took care of that. And here's probably one of my favorite rooms in this level. No, not this one. I think that's the bathtub on the top floor. Interesting. Ah, here it is. This is quite possibly my favorite room on this level, because it's just... What's this? It's a faint light coming from behind, and then there is a... what would look like an altar. This is basically the symbol of the Mechanists, the cog. And at this stage in the game, the Mechanists are a splinter faction of the Hammerites, which are... they basically worship technology and smithing. These guys worship more advanced technology, like... I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but they are a splinter faction, and at this moment they're kind of small. That's why... they're probably illegal as well. That's why this person is probably a Mechanist supporter, and have just walled this area off so that nobody may see it. But she, or he perhaps, actually worship Mechanist stuff, which I think is a really nice touch. Because that comes into the story later. The Mechanists will be the main bad guys of this story. But at this point they're small, they're just a small cult. And I always loved one thing about this game, I said in my Thief 1 Let's Play, is the sound design. You can hear this ambient music. There's no music in this game, it's just this ambient sort of soundtrack. I'm gonna knock this guy out. Here's a really loud surface. This is tile floor. So this is me walking really carefully. You can hear how loud that is. This is the surface that they can hear you from really far away. I always liked how Thief actually makes the game feel like this is a place that someone live. Like they even got a toilet, a very weird looking toilet. But I guess that's the person who had to clean it up. That's the problem with that person. This is where the key leads, and this is another thing I like. You have to scroll through and like, which key would it be? So you basically have a key ring, and in some of the levels we have lots of keys. That can get complicated. That one even makes a sound. Take the flute. Then we play. Nice little touch, I can actually do that. Game loves to hide stuff behind these, like planters. It's funny this person has like a throne room. And here's quite possibly one of the weirdest hidden things in the game. How are you supposed to see this? You see this little thing? How do you zoom in? Okay, so there's 2 wedding rings. And that's a wedding. It's a new objective, which is, what would a wedding be without rings? Get 2 for Baz and Genevieve. Well, these guys are gonna wed. Well, we might as well steal the wedding rings, but why there? Why in that? It doesn't make any sense. I guess they just wanna hide something to see who could find that. And I never found that until I read a loot guide years afterwards. Wonder if... So we wanna...
Thought I saw something. No, well, guess it was nothing.
Guess we'll have to leave. There's some loot there on that tray in there. The thing that people forget about stealth games is that you can be loud and quick as long as nobody hears you. So for example, don't be afraid to move. You shouldn't always walk or crouch walk just like this. You have to move quickly when...
Stand forth over there!
Stand forward. I also always loved the way the footsteps are sort of like... Oh well, got that. The way that when you walk, the character actually... The screen goes up, down, up, down, up, down. Makes you feel a bit more connected to the character.
Thought I heard something.
This you would think is a loot, like the mirror. There's a hand brush as well. Here we have a light switch. So yeah, the thing that I love about this game compared to Thief 1 is that the environments are actually furnished pretty nicely. If you look here, sparse, but it's still, you know, Thief 1 basically would only have like this table and maybe one chair. Because I guess they didn't know how much a computer can handle. I honestly don't know. But the areas feel a bit more like somebody actually lives here. A little bit sparse. I mean, look, there's just a table and some chairs in here. But still. This room is pretty nicely decorated, for example. I wonder if this is her bedroom or if this is like a guest room. Because we are there. Why is that say bedroom? This is not a bedroom. Oh, stone. Bronk. And if I remember right, this is where we... This is why you... Yeah, this is where we start. That's why you move slowly down staircases, but... Usually I take it pretty slow in games like this, but I know these levels, I know where some of the guards are usually. And I know how the game works, I know how much sound I can make roughly. Music room. And here's the door to the... That is tense. You can hear the footsteps. Nowhere to hide anyways. Thief games are all about patience. Watching patrol routes, following guards, see what they're doing, then knocking them out at the right. So I'm actually gonna wait for this guy, because I don't know when he's going to turn around. I mean, obviously he's gonna go about up to that door and then turn around. But I didn't really know that, but now I know. I know he goes up there somewhere, so...
Nobody better be taffing around down here.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid when I had this game. Must have been pretty young. I mean, it came out in like 1999, 98. And I just spent so much fucking time trying to find the gems on this level that you need to finish it. Third key. Spectacles. Yes, and this is where they are. Now, that may not look very hidden when you look there, but you know, when you're out looking for it, it's like, you know, you don't... You see it now because you see it, but even then... Where does that open? It's up here. That screws you over completely. Because I knocked out everyone. I ran through the entire mansion, clicking on everything, hoping to find it. It took so long. Because I found the switch, if I remember right. I mean, this is well over 10 years ago now. If I remember right, I actually found the switch. I need more knockouts. And the way it works as well is that if I jump here, it makes a sound, but here, it did. If you time it correctly, it doesn't. It's like, it depends on how far you fall. I did it before. Huh? There you go. It depends on if you fall. You can also... It depends on if I crouch fall. If I fall from a ledge and then I crouch, then I make a lot less sound. Can demonstrate the flash bomb.
I don't like the looks of that.
I always love that objective complete sound. Pretty. Yeah, so flash bomb can flash you if you don't look away. But it will usually stun the enemy for a little while at least.
Rocks are nice. Well, blue rocks are the best. Better than brown rocks. Definitely gray rocks. Don't see many blue rocks around. Well, rocks don't tell you not to slack on the job, you know. Rocks don't take your best boots and get them all muddy. Even the gray rocks, you know. All the good rocks. Gray rocks.
What is she on about? Now we get to walk in there. I like how they have this window to watch that, like this is an important part to watch. I was gonna say, did your patrol pattern run out? Take some cheese. Why does he stop?
Basso!
Shh, come with me.
Basso! Okay, you guys go. I love when she's locked in, but she actually has a key to her own room inside it. Play the drum. Badonk. There we go, first mission complete. Oh, that was easy enough. Secrets found 2 out of 3. I don't even remember what that other secret is. But yeah, I think we'll continue this in the next video, but until then, we'll see you next time. Badjo out.